Hello, it's me again. I'm in the living room today, because, well, it's rather cold outside. Anyway, what can I tell you today? Well, as I say, it's rather cold, and I'm now testing my new DJI camera. I'm doing this in 2.7 K Ultra HD, I think it is. Anyway, as I say, new equipment, trying it out. My dear wife has just put the kettle on in the other room, so should be a nice cup of coffee coming my way shortly. I'm also obviously trying to see how well the sound picks up on here. So we shall see how the new equipment works. Anyway, wife's coming back down the stairs now. I don't know what she's doing today. Anyway, I want to talk about, well, a few things that have been going on with the bike and different bits of equipment and stuff like that, and maybe a couple of shout-outs in a little while. And as you can see, I'm not yet wearing my hat. I shall sort that out in a moment. So that's better. Anyway, wearing a new hat, as you can see. Falsworth, wax cotton. Ideal to squash flat and stick in a pannier and then take out if I need a waterproof hat. So that's another thing. And as you can see, I'm trying out yet another undersuit. If you wonder why I'm dressed as I am, I'm testing various thermal underwear and things. So it's still busy, keeping myself busy, even though the weather isn't that wonderful. And while I think of it, shout out to Ian Hughes. Get well soon, mate. He's not very well at the moment, so hopefully he'll be on the mend quickly. I suggested he ought to try some brandy, but he says he prefers rum, so maybe a few tops of rum will sort him out. I'd also like to thank Tiger Ness for giving me a mention in his video today. It was an immense honour to be mentioned in the same breath as the all-year motorcyclist and Ian Hughes and Coast Rider Scotland. And it seems I'm in exalted company these days, which is nice. Anyway, well, we've been doing been out on test rides on the bike. Unfortunately, I don't have the footage, because as you probably found out from my last video, my camera equipment packed up, which is precisely why I'm now using the DJI Osmo Action 4. I've got a little remote control here that allows me to switch on and off with the record and all that nonsense. I'm just getting to grips with that. I am considering a DJI drone at some point in the future, but keep that one under your hat. Anyway, what else have I been doing? Well, I've been watching everybody else's videos, of course, Lane's Explorer and Tiger Ness and Coast Rider Scotland and Ian Hughes and All Year Motorcyclist and Silver Fox Travels and Ainsworth Rider, to name but a few. I've been watching the Classic Motorcycle channel and watching some of their workshop videos, which will keep me happy when it's too cold to go in my own workshop. Unfortunately, my breathing is affected quite badly by the weather, and as we're in single figures at the moment, and I don't breathe properly until it's 11 plus degrees. That keeps me out of the workshop, unfortunately. Although things have still been going on, thanks to my friends, the Thurn Yeti and my friend Raymond. Between the two of them, they've done a little bit of fettling for me when I've been unable to, and so the bike is now on tip-top condition at the moment. What else? Let's have a think. While I think of it, I discovered these. They're puffed up lumps of cheese. Just cheese, nothing else. From Marks and Spencer's. How marvellous is that? They're a nice little snack. Thoroughly recommend these to stick in the pocket of your bell scarf or your barber jacket, and you can have a little nibble when you're out on the road. Well, you have to stop first, of course, but you know what? Another little snack that I quite enjoy on my travels is Opie's crystallised stem ginger. Very good for your digestion. And if you pop one of those just for a nice cup of tea, it brings out the flavour of the tea. A marvellous thing. This is something I learned from my dear departed mother-in-law, and she used to like these, and so do I. So there you go. Anyway, so today's video is sponsored by Opie's crystallised ginger. Or rather, I wish it was, because I'm not monetary. Anyway, here we are in the conservatory now, and I'm still testing the camera, and as you can see, I'm still wearing the thermal layer. I bought these ones from Rise of Roxham. I think it was $6.99 for the trousers and about $7.99 for the top. So far so good. The last suit I was wearing in my last video was the pair I got from Trespasser. Or Trespass, that's it. Not Trespasser. Trespass in Sheringham. Anyway, I wore that set for about 3 days. And after 3 days it was already showing major signs of bobbling. Which I wasn't too pleased about, because I mean, I had bought them in the sale, so they were about half price, but I mean, I still paid £25 for the set. And quite honestly, I don't think that the bobbling that fast is really that good. Anyway, what else has been going on? Right, well, I haven't done much in the model railway room lately, because I've been so busy with other things. Obviously, one of those other things is my ongoing project with the Classic 350. And Mustang Sally's gone beautifully. I've taken her out for a good test run. As I said last time around, I didn't have any footage because the camera packed up, which is why I'm now testing this new camera. Also, I apologise in advance if my editing isn't up to scratch, because I'm on the learning curve again. But it is nice to be able to sit here and actually be able to sit the camera. See, something I can't do with a GoPro is, well, not on the Era 8 anyway, is to actually sit here, put the camera in a fixed place, and then actually be able to see what I'm filming. Whereas with the Action 4, of course, you've got the little screen, which is just there, and I can actually see myself in the frame and actually see what I'm doing, or at least I can when I put my glasses on, my distance glasses. Actually, to be perfectly honest, the distance glasses aren't actually helping much. Anyway, yeah, back to the hat. The hat is a Fallsworth. You can see that in there. Wax cotton, goes with all my barber stuff that I like. But most importantly, you can flatten it, stick it in a pannier or whatever, and it will regain its shape thusly. So that's a good thing. The other thing I like, of course, about the Action 4 camera is this wonderful little remote control, which means that I can either put this on my wrist and obviously set the camera to record. It means my camera angle's all set up as it is right now. I can just hit the remote to get it to start recording. The other thing is that it's got another strap that will allow me to attach it to the handlebars of the bike if I so wish. I think, in actual fact, that I will probably put this strapped around the outside of my gauntlet when I'm possibly, I don't know, I shall have to try out various things and see what works best. But as I say, this remote control is an absolute game changer for me, because it's just going to make handling the camera and starting and stopping recording and stuff so much easier. As I speak right now, I don't know, of course, how the sound is coming out on here. For all I know, there might not be any sound at all. I have actually unplugged the 3.5 jack adapter, which I got from DJI. That's to plug in my vlog microphone, not camera. God, I'm getting in a muddle as usual. So that's all stuff that's got to be tested as well. So hopefully now, the weather forecast says we're going to be back in the double figures. Hello, what's going on here? Hello. The little screen went out for a moment. Anyway, yes. Where was I? I forgot now. I remember, yes, weather forecast. They tell us that we're going to be looking double figures this coming week. So I'm hoping later in the week I might be able to actually go out on the bike with the new camera set up and actually do a nice test ride on the bike and give you my sort of reactions on the fly, so to speak. I've also extended invitations to various trusted people to have a go on the bike when they can and see how it compares with their experience of the standard bike. One of those people is, of course, the Your Year motorcyclist, who in his last video said he would be quite pleased to do that. And such luminaries as Volcanic Brown and Ian Hughes have also been invited when they're this way to try the bike out as well. Just so you don't just take my word for it, but you'll be able to get some other independent views of how the stage 2 tuning and stage 3 tuning have gone on. Which brings me back to the subject of the classic 350 Mustang Sally. She's settled down nicely. I took her for a shakedown run. Somewhat predictably, the exhaust needed retightening once I got back, because that happens sometimes with exhausts when they're taken apart and put back on again and whatnot. So that's now been fettled and tightened down. So now she's good to go on the launch pad and ready to go. But unfortunately, with the weather being what it is and my health being what it is, I haven't been able to do that yet. But that will happen soon. Anyway, well, what can I tell you about it? Well, it moves marvellously. It's an absolute marvellous motorbike now. I mean, you can now overtake without any second guessing. She starts and off she goes. So overtaking now is much safer. Behaviour of the bike in urban settings and low speed is as it always was, straight from the crate, except of course it's got a nice stable throttle action and goes along lovely. And you don't lose any of that at all when you've done the tuning. It still has that marvellous handling characteristics. You've got to remember that the bike was always intended to be able to go faster than it does, and that does show in the general chassis and how it handles. Yeah, but of course when you want to overtake, or you want to power out of a curve on the open road, you can crack it open and it gets up the rev range so much faster. It's absolutely marvellous. It's transformed the bike. As Tiger Ness, the first thing he said is it transformed the machine and the engine, and it has indeed done exactly that. you're now getting a full fat, non-decaffeinated version of the machine. It runs pretty much as I would expect that the engineers at Royal Enfield originally wanted it to. So from that point of view, it's mission accomplished. I'm still looking into the business of the hunter throttle bodies and whatnot, and whether they do in fact get rid of the speed restrictor. But having said that, if you do what I've done and add the DNA filter and intake kit, the stainless steel free flow exhaust from Hitchcock's, and the Fuel X, you're going to get an improvement in the bike incrementally with each item. And then if you put the cam on as well, which is produced by Kent Cams, and as you know, Kent Cams are renowned cam and valve specialists. They've done lots of things in motorsport and Cosworth and all sorts of things over the decades. You're getting a guaranteed product there, and the build quality on the cam is beautiful. But the thing is, if you put all these things in, you're going to end up with a J-platform bike that's going to perform way better than it does straight out of the crate. So there is that. And even though it still restricts at 73 miles an hour, there's no restriction anywhere else in the rev range. Obviously, you've got the rev limiter, but I mean, the thing is you don't want to be going through the rev limit anyway, because it reduces the longevity of the engine. But I mean, ridden sensibly as they are designed to be, you're not going to have any problems, and you will be amazed by the transformation of how fast you can accelerate through the gears and get to top speed. And it just gives the bike a whole other dimension, and it's there when you need it. Now, I'm not going to be roasting around like a mad thing, because, well, that's not my style nowadays, and most riders aren't going to. But if you've got that fitted, if you've got those tuning, I mean, you're looking at a minimum of 20.5 horsepower. That's what Diagnostics came out on the dyno. I'm told, and I believe, that with the extra bits that I've put on, in fact a whole lot of things that you can get from Hitchcock's, you're probably looking about 25 horsepower at the wheel, thereabouts, possibly 27, 28 at the crank. That puts it into the same performance bracket as the old 500 Bullet, and I can attest that when you open that throttle now, you get that little kick in the pants that you would get with the 500. As far as I can tell, apart from the notwithstanding the 73 mile an hour top speed limit, it is performing exactly as my old 500 Bullet did. And as you know, I've owned and ridden both. I'm extremely happy with that, because I've got Bullet 500 performance in a 350. Cheaper tax, cheaper insurance, and the best bit is the modifications I've done haven't altered the top speed of the bike, which means that my insurance company are quite happy with what I've done. And what is not known to a lot of people, most insurance companies have a list of permitted accessories for bikes. They have to have the list because they have to know what to insure them for and that sort of thing. But in the case of what I've done, it's not attracted any additional premium. And, I mean, your mileage may vary according to your insurance company or which country you live in or wherever. But here in the UK with my insurer, which I will keep to myself, my circumstances are different to everybody else's, so it wouldn't make any sense. But what I can tell you is that the parts that have been fitted to my bike are approved by my insurance company. The other thing is I don't see any reason why it should invalidate a warranty. You might say, well, putting the cam in might... Well, actually, no, because if you have the cam, as I did, put in by an accredited professional motorcycle workshop, then it will still be within the terms of the warranty. And I know somebody who had an issue with warranty recently, and they had modifications, and they had no problem at all with the warranty. As I say, your mileage may differ, and it may be different in your country of origin. I'm in the UK. Anyway, that covers most of the things inherent with doing the modifications, and I'm so pleased with the modifications that during the summer I will be putting the cam into the Meteor as well. So both my J platform bikes will be fully tuned. Now, as I say, I'm still looking into the business with the Hunter throttle bodies. I still haven't got proof, not what I'd call solid proof anyway. I've got some anecdotal proof and a couple of photographs, but I'm not prepared to make a judgment on that yet. But also one thing that did occur, that somebody pointed out to me, that if you change the throttle body on your bike, you're also going to change the mileage reading back to zero, because the mileage on the J platform bikes is held within the ECU, and I believe it's the same for the 650s as well. So you might want to think about that. And for my part, I mean, it's not absolutely vital. It's not absolutely vital that I have the speed limit rescinded, because I don't go over the speed limit, because I can't blooming take it, quite honestly. I'm not in the best of health. I like bimbling around. I do like having the extra power to overtake and things like that if necessary and that sort of thing, but I'm not a speed merchant like I was in my younger days. And I don't think a lot of us are. Most of us are sort of grey, dare I say it, grey-bearded, wearing wax cotton and just loping along at leisure, which is kind of the point, I suppose, because some of you younger ones might want to go a bit quicker, and right, fair enough, that's up to you. But, as I say, there is that little issue of the odometer being changed if you do switch throttle bodies and ECUs, but that's again, that's up to you. Now, on a slightly different tack with things, I have noticed that the price of a Meteor 350 has now gone below £3,000 new. MotoGP, through various affiliates and interested dealers and whatnot, are now punting out their machines that they had in stock at a ridiculously low price. Now, this has had two effects. One is that more people can now go get a brand new Royal Enfield J platform for less than £3,000. And if you're hankering after a fireball yellow one, as they're going to be discontinuing that colour this year, you might want to go and buy it now. There's never been a better time to buy a brand new J platform bike. Now, that brings me to the other thing. It has kicked the legs out from under everybody who wanted to do, who maybe wanted to part exchange their J platform for one of the bigger 650s. Whether you're going from a Classic to an Interceptor, or whether you're going from a Meteor 350 to a Super Meteor. A lot of dealers under the present situation are very reluctant to, at this time of year they're reluctant to take trade-ins anyway, but the problem is, of course, if they take a trade-in, they've got to make money on that, and the thing is that to do that, they're going to have to substantially discount the bike second-hand, because basically the new J platform bikes are being punted out for around about what would normally be second-hand value. I mean, second-hand values would normally be between £2,500 and £3,000, and they've kicked the bottom out of the market. So, my advice to you, if you're thinking of moving up and getting a Super Meteor or an Interceptor, or in fact any other type bike for that matter, if you've got the J platform bike, just keep it. Because it's going to be a while before the market recovers and you'll be able to get decent money for it. And I don't think a dealer's going to offer you more than £1,000. I mean, obviously, again, your mileage may vary depending on where you are, but in the UK here, I would say that part exchanging or even trying to sell on the private market is going to be problematic. I mean, I bought my Meteor, for instance, for about £2,500, which at the time when I bought it was the right money. But if I was doing that same transaction now, I would be looking at less than 2,000 if I'm looking for a second-hand machine. And quite honestly, the market's been messed up by all this business between MotoGP and Royal Enfield, and how all that. Obviously, there's been a lot of hiccups with the supply chain and all sorts of things, but at the end of the day, there's no reason to give up on the market. It's just that it's going to take a while for things to get sorted out. But of course, if you look at it from MotoGP's point of view, they had hundreds of machines in their inventory that they'd already paid for, and they want to get the money back, at least break even on them. And it seems now that they're so desperate to get rid of them that they're not going to mount, well, I would say, not an awful lot more than cost price. You know, so there is that. Again, you know, things vary according to market and where you are and whatnot. So, as I say, in summary, if you've got a J platform bike or two, like I have, whatever you decide to do as regards acquiring another bike or a larger bike or something else, just keep your J platform. It's worth more to you keeping it than it is to try and punt it on. It's always going to be there in the back of the garage as a backup or as a nip to the shops job if you don't want to take the big bike out. Also, it's always handy to have a spare bike if you've got other relatives who ride like I do. I mean, if my son turns up, you know, and I'll say, do you fancy a ride out? And he'll say, yeah. I've got spare bikes and helmets, and he doesn't have to go home and get his bike. He can hop on one of mine. So there is always that. And of course, I have a multi-bike. Policy, so you know I'm fully comp because I'm old, and I get cheap insurance, which is nice. That's one of the nice things about getting older. You do tend to get some nice concessions for your age and experience. Because my favourite concession is the one I get at the local fish and chip shop in Sheringham, where I get a seniors meal, which saves a couple of quid. That's nice. And also Crofter's restaurant in Sheringham is nice as well. You get nice. Go there and they got the seniors carvery. You get the same as what you'd normally get, but it's substantially cheaper. Normal price is about £12, and we get it for £8.50, which I think is a bargain. That's another story. Anyway, this thermal set that I'm wearing today, this is made in Pakistan, no name set of thermals. I'm sitting here in the conservatory. It's not too warm in here, but I'm feeling quite comfortable. I've got this two-piece thermal suit on and some thermal socks, and I'm feeling quite comfortable. So that's not too bad. And anyway, yeah, that's that, I think. It's a good piece of kit. As I say, wasn't expensive. So far, so good. I shall let you know if it bobbles up between now and next laundry. And see how we go from here. I've got a funny feeling, though, that this is going to be alright. And I think I'll be getting some more of these. I've got 2 sets anyway. And I aim to have enough sets so I have clean ones every day. Also, they make great pyjamas as well, so that's nice. Anyway, it's now telling me that I've only got 10% battery remaining. I don't know how long the batteries last on these things. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up now, I think. I've given a little shout out to various people I'm grateful to. I will, at some point in the future, make another couple of little model railway videos if I get around to it. And as I say, as soon as I am able, and as soon as the weather clears up enough, I will be out on the bike again. It's been rather tedious because other people have managed to get little weather windows, and I don't. It's raining now, which is a nuisance. But anyway, that's how it is in my world at the moment. But anyway, it's nice to see you, and thank you for tuning in and listen to the old boy ramble on again. And I hope you all have a nice week, and hopefully I'll have another ramble, hopefully on the motorbike at the end of the week. I keep saying that because the weatherman don't cooperate, and all that on my chest don't. But there you go. That's just one of them things, and we just have to keep plodding along as best we can. And I do try and put out a video a week if I can, whether it's like this one, just piece to camera, just to keep you all up to date with what I'm up to, or whether I get out, or I might do another garage video soon. Anyway, yeah, very fond. Goodbye. Now don't forget what I always say, keep your hands on the bars unless you're doing hand signals. Keep both wheels in touch with the tarmac at all times unless you're off-roading. And most importantly, be kind to people. You know, be kind. That's the best thing you can do in life. Anyway, I'll catch you all later. Bye.